bit too. It's a lot. There's one. Yep. Feels like a good fish too. Oh yeah, look at the size of this one. Oh. There we go. GoPro, start recording. What is that? Okay. Oh my god. Well, hello friends, this is David with DaveFish84. Welcome to another episode. On this one, we catch a lot of really awesome fish. Different species and one real monster. I'm not gonna bore you with the details. We're gonna get right into the action. Before I get blown away by a hurricane or whatever the heck's going on here, holy cow, guys. This is, weather's just gotten really nasty, but it was a banner day. I hope you enjoy this one. Umbrella rig fish, whatever this is. Yep, stripers. Whoa. Yep, I thought those might be. A lot of fish down there. Yeah, it worked. Cool, there's a lot of fish down there. Check this out. It's using my weedless umbrella rig, which I knew works for largemouth, and of course, can be killer on striped bass. And we're gonna park here for a while because there's a ton of fish down there, and I think we got a mess. I mean, just look at this, loaded. Let's see if we can't do that again with hopefully a bigger one. I have a feeling that's a giant school of striped bass. We are in. There's the bigger marks. Those are the bass right beneath me right now. See? Let's see if we can't make one of those happen. A whole bunch of them. Might have to try the mirror lure here a little bit too. It's a lot. There's one. Yep. Feels like a good fish too. Oh baby, this is fun. Right through that school, and sure enough, that's a better fish. Oh yeah, look at the size of this one. It's a better fish. That's a better fish. All right. This is fun. There we go. Look at that awesome bass right there. Just a beauty. Yeah. All right, let's let this beauty go. Let's throw, what the heck? Let's be crazy and cast this a bit for bass for a little while. It's not crazy at all, actually. It's probably a very good idea. Here for a stud, great big giant, so try by these logs here, these old stumps. Definitely nothing subtle about this. But looks like a school of fish, you know? Got a nice chop. Wind should be helpful. This is a really good looking spot. 11 foot of water where I am. This close to that edge. Very good looking spot. There we go. GoPro, start recording. GoPro, start recording. All right. There we go. Took all of like 5 casts with the umbrella rig. Not bad at all. 14-inch bass. Got to keep using that. It's going to catch us a big bass. I know it is. So at this point, we start getting into some bass. I came from the main creek into a side tributary and right away picked up this little bass here with a 4-inch swim bait, which I ended up using really the rest of the day. Had a few more strikes and swirls on the bait up this creek, but that was about it. It really turned into more of an exploration trip for a little bit, just seeing how far I could go up and what I could learn. It was absolutely gorgeous up in here. And when I go back out towards the main river, that's when you're going to see everything changes to quite the fishing trip. But this part here, wow, it was so beautiful. All right, it's getting so skinny in here. I have a 12-foot kayak. It's me actually hard to even turn around. This is pretty cool here. I don't know if you can see this gar. It looks just like a piece of grass. I'm sure there's all kinds of crazy cool fish that come back up in here throughout the year. Just getting narrower, 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 narrower. So, yeah. Gonna need to paddle for this. Gonna kind of scoot out of here real quick. And, when I get to the place where I missed that one fish, I'll try casting around there where the otter was. And I'll fish some of the nicer looking spots on the way out, casting, and go back out to the main river and go up the main creek quite a bit. Gonna focus on these, these trees, points, mouths of little coves. Definitely some bass back here. We just gotta power fish them right now. That main river, our main creek, is gonna have plenty of potential nice bass too. Oh man, just about had it with this setup. Absolutely had it with this. Oh, I've got other setups here with the same line. Never have issues with it. So I get out in the main river, I'll use this. The main reason I put this on was to troll with it, but troll for trout as I'm scouting the main creek out. But man, I was like, yeah, this is probably a really good setup for catching bass. And you know, second cast with it, I got that bass. That's why I'm kind of messing with this so much, and I don't want to change the other rig because that's got the right setup for my trout, which we'll need later. But it's like every few casts this thing's messing up, catching something with a wind knot. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to really look into seeing what I can do to change this setup up. Hear it? Constant. See, there's a nice big old wind knot. So I just got like another wind knot and got way too close to shore, like right up next to the bank. I was like a foot of water, and I saw like a mud cloud. Scared something decent, so I think it's be worth casting right along the bank here real shallow and working the swim bait and seeing who knows, maybe the bass are up real shallow. Holy that. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is a freaking giant bass. Okay. Well, I messed that up with this camera, but oh my. This is insane. So I got a wind knot. See, all things happen for a reason, I guess. I got a wind knot and just kind of had to coast into real shallower than normal. And I noticed something took off and made a big mud cloud on the bottom. So I scared something. I was like, real shallow, like a foot of water. So when I came into this cove, I started casting real shallow and raising my rod up and reeling a little faster. Something huge just smoked it, pulling like crazy. I'm like, that's got to be a giant bowfin or mudfish. Has to be. I mean, it was big. I'm like, this is really big. Messing around with my GoPro, all of a sudden I see it come to the surface. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a giant bass. That's what I came here for specifically in this creek. So I'm gonna target largemouth bass. And while I'm messing with this one, I went in real shallow and I just spooked another giant bass. It just tore off. That was really close to shore. So I've got a pattern here. They're in shallow, up in the weeds, warming up in the shallows, and they are feeding. And wait till you see the size of this thing. This here is a monster. This is a stinking absolute monster. Look at this chunk of a bass right there. Unreal. Let's get a quick measurement on this girl before we let her go. She is just an awesome bass. 23.5. That's gonna be, I'm gonna get some fishing line and get the full girth of her, because 23.5, 24-inch bass at a girth like that, it could be as much as 8 pounds. But we're gonna check that all out in a second. So I just did a measurement. She's 23.5 inches, 18.5-inch girth. I'm gonna go back online and check out the weights, but I believe this is pushing the 7.5 to 8 pound range. What an awesome, awesome bass. This is what we came here for. I was hoping to get trout, but mainly I've been in the mood for bass. And I said, heck, I'm gonna go in this creek and try to target a bass. And boy, did it ever work out. And while I was messing with this fish, trying to get its weight, I got in shallow again and we just spooked up another really big bass. They are really, really shallow right now. So let's go ahead and let this big girl go. Yeah, she's ready. Look at that. Stinking awesome. Remember, had a wake, had a couple miss hits. This is the ticket right here. This little swim bait right here is just, it is the ticket. I'm gonna go ahead and show you exactly what it is. These guys right here. I put a little Pro Cure on there, which I don't really think matters. He just devoured it. So we're gonna go up there and try that again, because I got a feeling, I mean, after I just spooked another big one. It was, I don't know if it was that big, but it was definitely a very large fish, and same area as the one I just caught. So we might be into something here. I'm gonna be fishing for bass for the next couple hours exclusively. So again, I'm casting right next to shore, raising the rod up pretty high and just reeling over the top of those weeds. I'm telling you, when this fish got it, he absolutely smoked it. I honestly thought it was a big bowfin. I really did. He pulled so hard, I thought that was a big bowfin. That was just chaos, absolute chaos. So I've been fishing the center of the canal a lot, in deeper water this whole time. But really, I need to be right up against the bank. And where that fish was, and the two that I saw get spooked, I'm talking like a foot and a half of water with weeds. And they're just sitting right up on the edge, getting warm. I think I just cast it on something. I might have just spooked a bass. I don't know, like as soon as it hit the water, I think something happened there. We might be in for it. Already, if I don't catch another fish the rest of the day, you don't go out and catch an 8-pound bass every day. You know, that's an awesome bass. Especially, this isn't a pond, this is a a creek attached to the Neuse River. Big body of water. That's an awesome fish right there. That was another big bass. That was a big bass. He bit the tail off. Oh my God. Big bass. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. This is awesome. What the heck? What the heck? Okay, let's be really quiet. Okay, let's get a Hobie. That's a really solid fish. I don't try this again. Yeah, they're right in that grass in shallow. And the water is 57.5 degrees. That's pretty warm for February. Be amazing if we can get another 5 to 8 pound bass, which we can. We got a shot here. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Got him! Got him! He's not a 5 pounder, but he's a nice bass. He's a nice bass. I don't know if it's probably not the same one, but I did get more than one hit. So yeah, the other one I had was definitely bigger than this, 100%. What is going on with this pedal drive? There we go. It's a little one. There must be a couple of them because that first one was a big strike. The second one, I have no idea. Look how fat this little stud is. See, I got good genes in here. Look at that. Humpback. See if we can get Big Mama, because that first strike I saw the hit on top. It was a big fish. That tells me there's more than one there. Jeez. Bigger pickerel. Oh yeah, we'll keep that one for a catching hook. Nice pickerel. Nice. Damn. Was not my plan to get one of these, but nice one. Strike right there. There he is. Fish on. Swimming at the boat real fast. What do we have here? No, what it is. Little one. These things are just everywhere. It's too small. Way too small. hope I got that with this. Holy cow. It's another monster fish. It had to be bass. A big one right off this tree. Got it right to the side of the kayak. Was about to pull it up. Huge boil. I set the hook, I don't know, and just there wasn't enough drag. That thing went and broke the line. Now, if you've spent very much time on the water fishing over the years at all, you've probably had something similar that happened to you. You know, it's really hard to avoid or to even know how to deal with that. When a fish comes in and hits your bait at that kind of aggression, that close to the boat, when you have so little line or room for stretch, it's very easy to break off. It's happened to me plenty of times over the years, unfortunately. Anyway, we have got to get out of here, so I start heading back to my car thinking I'm going to go for some trout with a little bit of time that I have left, and wow, did it work out. By the way, really sorry for the sound of the wind here. This was filmed last year. Now I have new audio mics with wind stoppers, so future videos won't be like this. Nice one. Yes, sir. That's a good one. That's a 20-inch trout right there all day long. Really big trout. Look at the side. Oh, wow. That's a slammer. Yeah, we're bringing her home. Look at the size of that. Holy cow. Wild. This one had a lot of fight left. It just did the barrel roll to death right to the boat. Man, that's a stud. Oh, wow. You gotta be kidding me. Guess we're not eating that fish. It stinks because I didn't handle that fish gentle. I planned on keeping it. I'd never have one of them do that. That one just way too much energy in it. Next time I'll put the fish grips on one I'll plan on keeping when they're like that, or keep it in the net. Boy, that fish was nuts. Right there. Nice trout again. Right at the boat. She's gonna go crazy for it. It's like another really good size one. Okay. I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice here. Not as big as the other one, but that is a solid trout. Literally bit it right at the boat. Okay. Got the net with it. Nope, you're not in the way. Goodness gracious. Just let her hang out right there. That's a problem. That fish bit like 6 foot away from the kayak. Crazy. Now, you know, this is what really stinks. It's trout like really on right now. And I absolutely have to go. Absolutely have to go in high gear as fast as I can go. Have to leave. That's really hard to do. Really hard to do. But check this out. She's not ready yet. This is kind of cool. Yeah, that was a really neat mixed bag. I can't say I've done that before. And again, sorry for the sound. I have new audio recorders with sound buffers for the wind, so that won't be a problem again. But wow, this trip was so much fun. I love this time of year for bass. This is when the big ones are really at their most vulnerable point, in my opinion. The fall can be good too, but they feed up like crazy before they spawn. And I knew this was that magical time of year, February, that first week of warm weather, when they would be starting to move up into that shallow water and be feeding up. And because it was a new area for me, I was using a search bait. I was using that swim bait. You could use a crankbait or a spinner bait would work as well, but just wanted to cover a lot of water and find these bass. And it certainly worked out amazing. You don't catch an 8-pound bass plus every day. Yeah, honestly, I've been confused about that fish. I don't know about you, but I went and looked online and put in 23.5 inches by 18.5 inch girth, and I was seeing stuff that was like 8 3/4, 10-2. I don't know. I really don't think the bass was that big. I would guess it's in the 8-pound range, but I don't know. What if you have any thoughts on it? Let me know. Be nice to have had a scale, but that's all we got. It was a beauty. It was a lot of fun. I hope you learned something from this, and I just want to say I enjoy y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. And as always, God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.